Well, I have said that this mountain has its own weather patterns, and I'm not kidding. It's supposed to be sunny today and about 53, 55 degrees. You can see we have a storm front blowing in across the mountain, and this is snow. This is not sunshine and 55. Those poor cherry blossoms are gonna take a whooping from this cold weather and snow.
Oh my gosh,
It's snow, it's not rain.
no. Across the mountain, I was like, what is that?
I guess we're gonna find out if this is gonna be a short-term thing or a long-term thing.
Oh my gosh. This is not 5. It's not 5 norm. It's freezing. That hurt my face.
Springtime in Virginia. It has not been 10 minutes since this started, and blue skies are coming.
And hopefully it warms up.
Yeah,
That'd be great.
well, it's pretty.
It didn't make it too wet, so we could still get in here with
Yeah.
yeah.
So one of the things we have to do because of the weather forecast, we got to get these pipes under dirt tonight. So all the pipes that go from the well all the way back, still have some of them uncovered and some of them going to the yard hydrants. We got to get those as well. Well, there was blue sky.
So at least we have a fire.
Well, last week we got the pump hooked up, got everything wired. It works, our well works properly. However, I got a little problem with some leaks. I had 3 or 4 leaks on the manifold. So I came in here this morning and I tried to tighten them, and I still had 2 small leaks. So I went ahead and took it off, disassembled it completely. I'm taking the advice of some people who said that you use the sealant as a lubricant and you use the Teflon tape as a sealer and you use them together. So I have reassembled this thing with the only place I didn't do it was on this valve, because that was fine, no leaks. Everything else I made tighter, and hopefully this is gonna work. I'm gonna do the same thing on this one. I'm using a whole bunch of this Teflon tape, and then I'm gonna also use that pipe dope, that Blue Monster.
How do you screw that on if it doesn't turn?
It does turn. So when you heat it up, stick that barbed piece in it, and then clamp it down, it forms and molds around the barbs. So it molds to the barb, and then you tighten it with the 2 stainless steel pipe clamps or hose clamps, and that is what gives you your watertight seal.
Got it.
I've reattached all the wires. I don't think I have the camera aimed at it, but I've got all the wires reattached. Again, positioning in this box is going to be modified a little bit. I need some additional wire, and they didn't have any in the hardware store. What I'm doing basically is I'm letting it pull the water through here, out the other side. I can hear the water going through it, so we're good. I'm going to go ahead and turn that off. That's purged this part of it, and we're going to get the line outside real quick. I can hear the water going through it, and I can see the water gushing out of it down there, so we're good. And when I turn it off, that water drains down out of that pipe into the ground in the rocks around inside that bucket. It's slow going, it's not fast, but we're getting it done. There we go. Very good. Come up here and I'm gonna check the manifold real quick. Got a nice fire going. Because it's been chilly today with all this crazy weather. And it looks like I've got a drip here. Where's that drip coming from? Nothing there. Nothing there. That could be left over from before where it leaked. And it could be from when I was putting this back in here. I'm not feeling any water here. Not feeling any water here or here. This one was sealed up before, so I wouldn't expect it to be leaking. Well, actually, there's the smallest amount of water leaking right there, but I'm not really concerned about that because this entire piece is coming out so that I can hook up my PEX adapter to that. This is my line coming into the house. No water here, no water there. I am in the joint much deeper on both of these than I was. I think we're good. As I said, I gotta change the wiring around a little bit, but I've got to be able to buy some wiring in order to do that. So the next thing I have to do is mix up the solution that we're going to use to sanitize the well. The sun is starting to dip down over the mountain. We've got a little bit of work left to do for today. We took a long break in between because one of our children was here and we just don't get the opportunity to spend time with her very much, so that was a lot more important than this. Now we're getting ready to open up the well cap. We're going to mix up the solution that we need to sanitize the well, and what we're using is calcium hypochlorite. It's basically it's bleach tablets. The reason that I'm using bleach tablets instead of liquid bleach is I stopped by the lab to pick up the sample bottles, and the guy who runs the lab talked to me about my well, and because I have a high flow well, he said I would be much better off using the tablets, and it's just because it gives a much higher solution when you pour it in there. We could have used liquid bleach too, it just would have taken more. This is what we've got in here. This is it. It's just these. Now, I don't have any expectation that it's just going to dissolve right away. And the reason for that is we used to have a pool, so I've mixed up a lot of chlorine chemicals. But it is going to dissolve a little bit at a time. I'm probably going to have to go through 5 or 6 buckets like this, dissolving it and then pouring it down into the well. Definitely dissolving, but there's a lot more work to be done because, yep, give me some more water. Need water, lady. Because it takes so long to dissolve these, what I'm doing is just keeping the bottle tipped and basically dissolving it with a high flow of water and slowly rinsing it, just mixing it up. Pellet down there. It's taking a bit of time. My assistant is not happy. She's cold. It's way smaller. Much smaller. Alright, give me some more water and I'll stir it up. go inside and get warm by the fire. No big deal. Well, yeah. Not much left of them. They're getting thin. Still about that big around, but really thin. Getting there. I don't enjoy it, honey. It's just, what am I going to do? Quit? Ain't in me. They're small. Really small. Of course, I'm spilling water all over myself. But there we go.
So are we down to P5?
Yeah, they're like Tic Tacs.
Okay. That's helpful. And then we're running the water?
Then we have to run the water until we smell bleach, and then we turn it off. And we leave it till tomorrow. It's supposed to leave it for 24 hours. What did I say? Can you come give me a hand?
Yes.
I've had my face up in that bleach so much I can't tell what does and what doesn't smell like it.
Okay.
You smell bleach?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah. Okay. Now I can smell it. Yeah. Definitely.
All right, one more. Daylight's slipping away fast. Now, we've gone ahead and made sure that the chlorinated water goes through all the pipes and through the system inside. Jafana is over here with a shovel, shoveling dirt into that hole. The reason is it's cold today and it was snowing, and we're expecting a freeze to hit tonight. And actually for the next 3 days, at night it's going to get down below freezing. The last thing we want with these new pipes in the ground is burst pipes. Well, today is beautiful and warm. It's in the upper 40s right now. It actually feels a little bit warmer because the wind has died down so much and it's nice and sunny. Last night before we left, we got all of the lines covered up to make sure that when the cold weather came in last night, they would not freeze. Now, this hill is pretty chewed up right now. What we're getting ready to do is get a couple of bucket loads of manure and lime in the tractor, bring that up, drop it out in a couple of spaces here, go ahead and push this dirt all around until we get it nice and smooth and graded the way we want it. We're going to seed it both with grass seed and with some buckwheat seed. It's a little early for the buckwheat seed, but hopefully having it in the soil, when it gets warm enough, it'll germinate, it'll grow, produce some flowers, also give some shade to the grass, and puts some biomass into the soil and starts root systems and starts to build up the thatch that's necessary to have a good healthy grass up here on the hill. Savannah asked me to pop a couple stumps for her because she's got plans for some of those spaces up there. Easy time to do it. Well, I'm gonna let the excavator cool down, and I'm gonna start draining the system of that chlorinated water. If anything that's in there, any organisms have died from that high concentration of chlorine that's in there, all that bleach. So I'm gonna go ahead and power the system up and turn it on. I didn't have the system powered on when I left. I turned it off because I wanted to see how much it held pressure. I guess it was about 65 last night because those are each 2. And today it is at about 63 PSI. So losing 2 PSI overnight, not a big deal as far as I'm concerned, considering that that pipe runs 200 feet and then goes down that well about 180, 190 feet. Everything is pressurized from the pump all the way up. So I just kick that on. It's not going to do anything because the pressure has to drop down to 50 before this is going to kick on. Turn this on. You'll hear it spurt. That's it. The only reason that you hear that little pop at the beginning of it, or a little spurt of air, is because when you turn it off, the valve opens 3 feet below the surface. The water drains out of that weep hole. That pipe is clear of water. And when you turn it back on, you're closing that valve and all the water comes up the pipe, and it's got a pipe full of air in there. So it hits that and bubbles a little bit as it's kicking it back out. Savannah's back with another scoop of manure and lime, and we're gonna start dragging that all over the hill, get the hill changed. Yes, all the traffic. Spoiled dog. I'm gonna fall down. Yeah. You gonna give me the stick? I'm gonna try to throw it away. You gonna bring it back to me? Let go. Yeah, I don't think you know how this game is played. Okay. He's gonna keep bringing it back. What do you think, Sugar? Cheeseburger time?
Yes.
Well, it was a successful weekend. We got the well sanitized. We cleared it. I did not take a sample today. I'm gonna come back later in the week and take a sample. Pretty happy with the way it went. Got the hill restored. Ready to start moving back into some of the stuff that we've been neglecting. So really looking forward to that. Got a lot of paperwork we have to get taken care of for the county, and once we get that cleared up, we'll be able to jump back into the other stuff. Go ahead and hit that like button before you leave. Come on back and check us out again at BreakHeart Orchard. We'll see y'all next time.
You made a mess in there.
Well, that's what I do. Well, it was, I don't know what that dog's eating. He's eating something out of the manure. It's not good. That's not good.